Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Mental Mondays on Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys checking in for today's video. And all you guys that watch the channel, you're very familiar with what we do here at Mental Mondays, but if you're new to the channel, this is something we do once a week that sort of designed just to sort of stretch your mind a little bit. It didn't really have anything to do about fishing, and it's sort of a good departure away from the fishing video. So welcome everybody, it's the first time. And also guys, real quick before we get into today's video, I just wanted to invite everybody to check out my new YouTube channel, which is the Advanced Angler with Randy Blockett. And this is sort of an expert, upper level, sort of a YouTube channel for advanced bass angling skills. We only do one video a week. It's about 45 minutes long or so. So I'll put the link in the description if you'd like to check that out and subscribe. Much appreciated. Okay guys, today I want to do, the topic is we're going to be talking about the toxicity of overambitious politicians. And the reason I want to do this, everything that I do here on Mental Monday, it's designed to basically help people just get along better, help people, have a more, not really a positive outlook, but basically have just better, being in a better mental state overall. And one of the things that really affects our society to a big degree emotionally, and it goes very deep into relationship issues and how you get along with people and how your day goes, is politics. Some people are extremely vested into politics, and it influences their life severely. Other people are disconnected from it. But overall, it's worth your time to be aware of and be involved in the political process, because the political process determines so much about your everyday life, guys. There's so much that goes on, decisions that are made and influenced through politics that literally influence your future, your past, present, everything. So it's a good idea to be aware and to be connected. What I want to talk about today specifically is what I call the toxicity of overambitious politicians. And to a large degree we have gotten into a trend over the past really, 7 or 8 years in this country where there are so many people that have no business being in politics, that have no skills or qualifications, that are being elected into office because they're populists. And what I mean by that is they like to stir and they like to encourage fake outrage to distract from the real issues, facing this country. It's self-serving in the point that they understand in the generation of social media, if they create some type of fake outrage and they create some villain, like it's us versus them, that gets them into the spotlight. And you see that extremely rampant in the United States Congress, because what you have in there is you've got members of Congress that some of them are very well known, and some of them you've never heard of them before. And I'll use example. There are two Congress people that have been. They both served, I think, 2 terms now, and both of these 2 Congress people have no business being Congress people. They're not very smart. One of them didn't even graduate high school. When you hear them talk, their usage of the English language is elementary at best. They dumb down topics. They don't have any knowledge of topics. They have zero knowledge of things that affect us on a geopolitical level. They have zero knowledge about how, our laws and Constitution work. But they are experts at creating fake outrage by being loud and being firebrands and being obnoxious. And they're hypocrites too, because these 2 people that I'm talking about, both of these people are really into morals, and they say they're into morals and family values and that type of stuff. But both of them have been divorced, and they've been in adulterous affairs with other people that caused their divorce. And it's basically, do as I say and don't do as I do type of a thing. It's demagoguery, hypocrisy at its worst. I mean, really 2 examples of the worst examples of the human species that there are. Yet these 2 people they're 2 of the most well-known figures in Congress. Now, on the flip side of that, guys, there are many numbers of Congress people out there that are exemplary. They have led exemplary lives. They've got solid family relationships. They've been military veterans. They've been experts in the field that they're in. They have had other careers they've been super successful at. They are legitimately interested in making this country be a better place to live. But you don't know anything about them because they don't draw attention to themselves. They go to the work and they do their job every single day without trying to create some type of a social media clip for the day. And the problem that you have is you've got those two that I'm talking about, the used example, that suffer from overambition, where you have these other people, these exemplary people of high character and integrity and knowledge and logical critical thinking skills. You've never heard of them. You don't even know who they are in Congress, simply because they don't have any desire to do that. They don't have any desire and this overambition to promote themselves. So the danger of this, like I said, is that it pollutes the political system that we have, because what you have is, and I go back to these two individuals I'm talking about, and there's more of them out there like that, is you're watering, not even watering down, but you're downgrading what it means to be like a representative of this country. Representatives in this country, they are here to represent the will of the people. They're not here to impose their will upon the people. They're here to represent their constituents. And one of the things about politics is, you guys know how politically divided this country is. Just because one side wins an election by 49 to 50, that doesn't mean that the other 49% should be discounted and forgot about and villainized out there. We are a country, and our leaders should be focused on not winning elections every 2 and 4 years, but they need to be focused on things that make this country better and stronger and more sustainable, and protect our environment and all the good things that we do, to have a better country to live in. But man, we have seen this trend in the other direction out there. And for whatever reason, a lot of these people get the attention that they get is it's sort of exasperated, and it's sort of like multiplied by the media and by social media. Because when you have a person that's elected into a position of power and they make these outlandish, statements that just are way out in left field and don't have any, they're completely out of touch with reality, and they put forth conspiracy theories and they put forth opinions and charges that are backed up by no evidence whatsoever. That creates division, and that sows division, and that is the problem that we have, is those two people that I'm talking about. They are prime examples why this country is so divided, and why things have changed so much, about how people have become so attached to identity politics that they forgot how to get along. Man, I remember back 30 years ago, even 25 years ago, when you were in a social gathering, nobody talked about politics. Nobody talked about religion. It's like you talked about things and you stayed away from that, because those are personal issues. Those are things that people are passionate about. And when you start voicing an opinion on that, you're going to create conflict. And that has been encouraged to an extent, specifically over the past 6 or 7 years in this country, as a means to gain power for a few people out there. And I think a lot of people can see this, but a lot of people don't see it. Like a lot of people have their head in the sand a little bit with it, because there's a tremendous attraction of populism. And what I mean by populism is these politicians that I'm referring to out there, and you guys know who I'm talking about. There should be no guess who I'm talking about, but I don't mention names. The only names I mention politically on this channel are, mass murderers and war criminals like Vladimir Putin. But other than that, I don't talk about names in politics. But the whole point of the thing is, like, when you see somebody out there that is obviously trying to self-promote themselves and trying to create scenarios where they advance themselves and they advance their ambitions at the cost of chaos that they create as a result of that. We got to get rid of those people, man. Don't give them the time of the day. Don't put them back into positions of power. Just don't do it out there. And you can't, just because, you have a politician that says something that you relate to, you have to look at the bigger picture on there. And you have to put people in positions of power that have those skills. They've got to have critical thinking skills. They got to have logic. They got to have science-based reasoning behind their actions. They've got to be able to get along with other people. They have to have a knowledge of the inner workings of the political system, the inner workings of our geopolitical system. They can't just get by trying to create a soundbite every day that gets them some type of social media attention. And that's what we've turned into to a large degree out there. So anyway, the only way that you get past this is you've got to have institutions in place and people that don't enable these people to gain those positions of power. And so far, in this country, what we have, as long as you have this unlimited campaign financing and no term limits and that type of stuff, you're going to get some of the worst people out there in political office. And those people affect your daily life. They do. They affect how clean the water is that you drink. They affect how clean the air is that you breathe. They affect every aspect of your life out there. And just try to be more aware, man. It's just like, try to put people in there that have integrity. I don't care as much about somebody's policies as I do about them being people of integrity and moral character. I want every single politician in this country to be somebody that my son could look up to for the things that are good in people. And the things that are good in people are kindness and honesty and empathy and compassion and courage and strength and intelligence and reasonable common sense thinking. And when you get these people in office like I said, that their whole business is about division and conflict and strife and creating division to further themselves, it creates this level of toxicity that affects us mentally as a society. And I see it all the time because, guys, I've been in family gatherings, I've been in situations with people that I know that I am no longer close to those people because they create uncomfortable situations from their fanatical political viewpoints that they never did before. I've got people in my family that they never said a word about politics up until the past 6 or 7 years. And then when this toxicity entered our politics, about 6 or 7 or 8 years ago, they cannot be in a social function without making people uncomfortable. And that is sad. It really is, because it just divides everybody out there. So the main thing, the point of this video, guys, is that don't get sucked into it. Don't get sucked into the firebrands out there. Don't get sucked in to the loudmouths and the big mouths and the people that spread the big lies and the people that spread conspiracy theories and the people that, that make outlandish claims without backing up any evidence to those claims out there, because they are toxic. They are malignant, and they're toxic to our world. But anyway, I don't know if our political process is ever going to get better, because as long as you're dealing with a system that is controlled and manipulated a little bit through power and greed and money, you're probably not going to get the best in there. But make no mistake about it, there are some people out there that have integrity and honesty and empathy and compassion and strength and courage and all the good qualities in the human experience. We just have to spend more time giving those people power and taking it away from, like, those two individuals in Congress that have no business being there. So anyway, hope you guys get something out of that. We'll talk later. See you.